Wow, Funko taking it on the chin this morning. All right, good morning, stock fans. UWT with a massive day yesterday. And it looks like it. Huh, it did go up a little more, but that was actually the end of the rally. Oops. So oil calming down a little bit. Hey, what's up, Eli? Yeah, buddy. Sorry, had to for my mental health sake, bow out of the stock streams for last week. I'm back though. I'm good. Sorry about that. Yeah, UWT not getting much love yesterday after just a massive pop. What happened? Oh, just shitty trading on my part. Like two bad decisions just fucked me up and had to step aside. Yeah, I got too heavy in the Starbucks trade too early. Um, can't remember what the other one was. It's mainly the Starbucks trade. Kind of pissed me off. And then I mishandled. I had two legs on gold, and I was really close to my target on gold. Like there's my measured move mark on gold. I was up. I was up basically my target percentage, but didn't hit my target yet. And then Fed happened, and then ended up closing my trade. I went from up 185% to up 100%. That didn't sit right with me either. So yeah, just I had like I don't know 20, 30 pretty good trades. I wasn't really mad at any of them, and those two trades just killed just those two trades. Well, the gold trade worked, but I really didn't like how I handled the situation. And then the Starbucks trade, I I did most everything wrong in the Starbucks trade. Yeah, I traded bad. I know, Eli. I know it happens. I know everyone thinks I'm perfect. Hope everyone thinks I'm not perfect. It happens. Hopefully, it's. I mean, I haven't made those mistakes in a long time. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. Trading's a continual personal journey into quit effing up. And then it's good though because it just reminds you what makes you human, I guess. So, I mean, it's fine. One of the like I I don't get that feeling very often. Um, but the first time I got that feeling, I didn't trade for 2 years. Second time I got that feeling, I didn't trade for several months. And this may be the third or fourth time I got that feeling, but I didn't wipe any accounts out or anything. Um, uh, no, it had nothing to do with. Yeah, well, I talked myself into all my trades, but yeah, I definitely talked myself into that one. I definitely agree. Yeah, I've already pretty much post analyzed that, and the problem is I tell everyone to go light in on these early entries right here. As I went in heavy, I got a little greedy, and I went in heavy. Um, Usually, if something reverses really quickly like that, I would, at a minimum, cut my position. But you're right. I talked myself kind of into staying. I mean, nothing was really wrong on the chart. And then even this day right here, where it gapped down, I actually did that. I actually bought like down here, like way down here. I did that one okay. It was a bounce off the 50 day. So I really wasn't too mad at this situation. I was a little mad I didn't cut here. I wasn't mad that I bought here. I read the price action correctly here. The problem is on the bounce up, it didn't do anything. And it probably should have. I don't know. I know exactly what I should have done. It was just a weird situation. And with the options exacerbating, profits and loss, because I went in too heavy was my first mistake. It ended up being way too much of a loss. And then when gold rolled over too, um, taking like 85% of the profit out of that particular trade, it kind of, yeah, and then I ended up closing down here when it cut through the 50 day. I think it was a little bit lower somewhere. It wasn't in the bottom of this day, it was like towards the top up here. But I mean, if this were a stock, it wouldn't be a thing. It was down 4%. It would have been down 4%. I'd have been all right. But it's an option, and so it murdered me. But I mean, I guess it wasn't just that. There was a sequence of that gold trade. There was a secondary gold trade that I made. I didn't tell anyone about it because it was just crazy. Um, it actually worked out. It actually worked out and would have done really well if, I don't know, there's the balance between, they say bulls make money, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. I keep trying not to be a pig, and then like looking at stuff, I'm like, was I being a pig? Was I being, over greedy? Was I, what was the thing? Um, Gold trade, it's still within my trend, but due to it being an option, if I would have held on to it all the way down here, I probably would have been worse off than if I didn't sell it when I sold it. Um, but anyway, the second trade was I bought with like half of my account. Or was it? I think it was like down here or something like that. And then I caught the pop up. I can't remember. I haven't. I, I can't remember all the sequence of events, but I ended up getting out that trade basically flat. It must have been on this down day right down here. I don't remember exactly. Maybe I bought it over here. I don't remember the exact sequence of events, but I was up like 30% in that trade. And yeah, that ended up flat. And then something else happened. I got to do some post. I still haven't gone through and fully done post. I know about the Starbucks trade, every leg of that, but there's a few trades in that sequence that that I didn't handle correctly. And I was doing good. I was doing super good. But yeah, just a couple sequences, just a couple events. I think part of the issue is I was probably too heavy options because I didn't have any. Well, it was pretty heavy in options, and I did take a TQQQ position, but it wasn't near as big as it usually is. It was probably about 25% of my account. So I just got caught on the wrong side of the market when I was pretty heavy in options. It's basically, I think, what it was. Anyway, had to step aside for a few days, just kind of let my mind calm down, and I'm back. And if I we'll see if I do anything for right now. The market's kind of weird. Um, we saw the whole thing with oil come through with the Saudi Arabia attacks. Now Trump said, I think last night, said he doesn't want war, which I believe him. So hopefully that doesn't happen. See if there's any more lovely tweets. Wow, that's a smart marketing tactic. I had too much stuff over there. All right, so it looks like we're getting a pullback in some things that we're having some pretty big moves. UWT looks like down about 7.7. Oh, wow, just took a big dump. Yeah, oil. That came in quick. Funko was rocking. Looks like it was about to break out. It looks like some news overnight on Funko. Oh, secondary offering for Funko. Okay, so they don't like the secondary offering. Maybe a buying opportunity. Actually, if you look at it right there, there's a lot of buying going on. A break out of this opening range here from that 29.95 level probably could come in, at least fill the gap up there to 26.93. That could happen. That could happen soon. Right there. That's a lot of volume. You see it's not going lower, it's just stagnant. And look at that. That's a lot of volume on Funko. That's a pretty good one. That could be a nice trade if that one pops up. Not sure if you'll get a full 7% out of it, but you'll get 4 or so. Some of those news-related trades are pretty good because everyone just goes nuts. And the overnight market makers make a big deal out of it. And yeah, see if it can bounce up. That may be a thing. Overstock. Whoa, look at that day, man. That is some wide and loose stuff. This one, I mentioned yesterday, this one would have been kind of hard to get into on the way up. But look at this on the way down. That's dramatic. Shopify. Definitely starting a base now. It's well undercut its 50-day moving average. 20% lower already. So working on its way down to a basing structure. We'll see how that one plays out. Those are some big down days for some decent names too. Snap. Coming back pretty nice. Lower volume on the way up. Hopefully we can consolidate here and go back. Come on. So 20% down for Snap. Not quite flat base territory. Would be a cup if this works out. So it looks like it's getting on here. That was not too bad. I will say this, the market not selling off and some of these stocks are starting to set up. Means you could definitely be in for some chop before maybe a larger breakout in the future. Winnebago back with a vengeance. Nice. Chipotle Mexican Grill, Constellation Brands. Why do I have nothing but space on the right side of my chart? Lovely. There we go. Constellation Brands still tightening up. Forming a nice flag against this longer term trend line. This one may be a decent one. Even if we go into a recession, alcohol usually does pretty good. Recession-proof industries. Alcohol is one of them. Everybody wants to get drunk when they're broke. So we'll see how that one happens, but that's doing good. Starbucks off the 90 level. Pretty early in the day. We'll see how this one plays itself out. There's not really much of maybe a broadening wedge to the downside possibly. Still possibility for the name, just not near as bullish as it was breaking out of that particular pattern, but still may come back and make a similar move. INS, Winnebago, Sherman-Williams. I've got all data on here, so it's killing my rendering times. Match.com under the 50-day, but kind of holding on. BLD above this very large cup and handle, which is too deep to be a cup and handle, but a bull flag here nonetheless, and looks like it's just continuing with moving up. Not as bullish as it was throughout here. You can see it's a little bit fatter, but it's still doing good. There's nothing wrong with BLD. Did it have a breakout? Yeah, it looks like it had a breakout there on earnings. That would have been your breakout day. And so there's really nothing wrong with it. It's probably a little extended, and it's up about 8%. 5% is your kind of your buy threshold. BLD doing okay. Intuit pulling back here some. Maybe a base on base pattern. 1, 2, 3. So here's your actual base, and then it only rallies 8%. Then it starts to form another base. That's what's called a base on base pattern. It can pull into the prior base as this one is doing, as long as it doesn't undercut the prior base. That would make it, that would negate the base counting altogether, and it would become a first stage base. But going back, this is definitely later stage in terms of basing patterns. As you can see it, well, actually no, never mind. Right there is a base. Yeah, so here's a base on base pattern, and then it undercuts here. So this restarts the base count. So then this would be a first stage base, and this base on base would be a first stage base. So if this is a first stage base with a breakout here at about 295.77 for Intuit. Not too shabby. All right, Lope. Definitely very wide, broadening wedge on Lope for sure right there. Real Page still hasn't been able to get over its trend line right there. We've got an alert at 65.94. Well, I've got an alert. 65.94. AMD still pretty sideways. I think if the tariff thing resolves itself, AMD may start going. Disney still unable to get going after the launch of their streaming service, or has it launched yet? I don't know. But it's up here with a head and shoulders pattern, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, head and shoulders pattern. Pretty firmly in place at this stage of the game. It starts breaking down from this. We'll see how it goes. But it has a lot of tailwinds behind it. So, not so confident in it really dropping a tremendous amount. But maybe there's stuff going on we're not aware of. EPAM holding up. Twilio, definitely basing, market leader, taking a break. And that's the thing right now about the market, is that as things are basing and setting up to go, you know, the market's still sitting right up towards all-time highs. They haven't given up on the NASDAQ or the S&P. The institutions haven't given up. I mean, they've been able to distribute up here and still maintain the markets at high levels. So that's pretty either excellent management of those powers that be, or just means that the whole market really isn't as bad as it kind of feels. Everyone at this point in time for the past 10 years is used to overtly bullish markets. So when we go flat to sideways, which is what we've done really for the past year now almost. It was last November that we started going. Yeah, the very beginning of November. So it's 2 weeks to the beginning of November. So we've had basically a choppy market for a year now. So if you're in your retirement account, you probably are flat from a year ago minus anything that you put into it. Maybe a little bit negative due to fees and stuff. But the market is generally flat, which is pretty good. So if things can right themselves, a couple good things can happen. You may see this market, pop off with another beautiful leg, kind of akin to breaking out of the 2015, 2016 right here. You can see we were kind of holding higher. Definitely had two legs lower here, but definitely put in higher lows each time, and then finally was able to break out and had a pretty tight trading range here for about 6 months, and then broke out. So you can see a nice little run up, even though the volume wasn't tremendous. Sometimes you just get what you get, but failure to break down here is very bullish, and then just boom, 2017, just huge bull market. So maybe a while, but we could be in store for another massive, large bull run, maybe into 2020, maybe after the elections, which would be over a year away. So we'll see how that happens. Maybe it'll be choppy for a while instead of correction. That's a scenario. That's why patience is good, and that's why patience is good. Sand, ANIC, NXPI. Roku bear flagging. And we're back down to the negatives again. MDCO able to hold pretty tight up here. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. You guys, how you doing there, you guys? Pretty choppy. And Shopify again. Let's go check on that Funko. Able to break that opening range a little bit. Looks like some distribution stepping in, but if it can get back up there, like I said, you at least got to run up there to that 2686 potential there for Funko. All right, let's go check out Global Watch List. So fun. This was up here yesterday too, with a bunch of oil stocks. Let's just grab everything from here. Not too bad. Newer. Here looks like it's getting a little froggy. Look at this one, Eli. An oldie but an oldie. Not sure if it's a goodie. Yeah, shoot. Just added more time to that. So definitely has been flattening out here lately. Not sure if it's going to start rallying on this particular little set of moves in the past 2 days. Yesterday was some pretty good volume, though. Couple nice pocket pivots down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pocket pivots down here in the past 3 months. That's not too bad. That's them picking this guy up cheap. Look at that. 8 already up at 12. That's up 50%. So this one could have found a bottom. Nothing's for certain, especially in the stock market, but this guy, it looks like the selling's drifted away, and you've got a lot of green as of that low right there. You see the difference on my cursor on the volume. Look at the right. You got one spike and a little swath right in throughout there. Other than that, it's a sea of green. You look at left of that, it's much more choppy. Immediate left of that, it looks very red. And then you go all the way to the end, and it looks fairly green, but I think that was towards the top. You see the moving averages are moving up during the green period here. Then it goes red, and it goes much deeper red here. And then here you see volume start to dry up as it hits that low, and then you start to see some pocket pivots. So that's not bad. That's not bad right there. Maybe a break. We do look for this in cryptos all the time, so if any of that TA is valid in the stock market, could be valid right now. You've got a buy point of about 12 bucks. Maybe if it pulls back down towards 8 again, you can pick something up under 9 bucks. Maybe look into the fundamentals a little bit. Looks like earnings went really haywire as they go negative here. So that's not very good. Yeah, let's go look at some IBD stuff. See what they have to say about here. Composite ranking of 22, so that's not good at all. EPS changed last quarter negative 115%, so last quarter earnings surprise was 70%. That's good. They beat estimates by 70%. But that's ROE is 580%. My goodness. Change in funds owning stock negative 28%. That's bad. Up down volume 1.4, accumulation distribution A+, and you can see that in the volume signatures right there. So fairly interesting. But here, yeah, not the best, but definitely has some life potential to it. GPN. That is a rally from 20 to 175. It's almost a 10x. Coop INS trade desk coming down to the 200-day moving average. A lot of these software cloud stocks forming their bases. Could find some of this support down here. How's Tilray doing? A lot of volume down here. That big pop up there is still kind of holding us up in a kind of a symmetrical bullish pattern. That could maybe get popping. If that starts going, you got a 32.73, and then you got a 34, just under 33.85 right there. A couple of potential buy points if this thing has some increasing volume. At least get a run up here into the 40s. Still really hasn't broken any trends though. You still have firm lower highs and lower lows in place. Wish I could just fix that. So really not too bad on Tilray. Volume starting to drift off here a little bit too. Getting back to under average volume. So that's not bad. Yeah, so market's got signs of life. Unfortunately, we're still very news driven, so. What's up, Ethan? Want to say hi to Eli and Rob?
Hi, Eli and Rob.
It's my older son, Ethan. The only boy that gets up before his parents and puts his clothes on and does his hair and puts his shoes and socks on. Mwah. What do you think, Ethan? You like that one?
Which one?
These three charts are all the same one on different time scales. Just look at this chart, though. Tell me if you like any of these ones. I'm going fairly quickly, so just go yes, no.
I like that one.
You like the one on the right?
Yeah.
So just look at this one. Don't look at that one. Look, this is this one. So every single one of these bars is 5 minutes worth of information. On this one, every single bar is a day's worth of information, but it's the same one. You see? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Rob says, hi, Ethan.
Where is Rob?
Right there.
Oh, hi.
Oh, that was weird. Ethan broke the internet.
I did?
No, it's a joke. Rob said he lost his chat window, which is that chat thing that everyone's talking in. IAPR, what do you think about that one, Ethan? Bouncing off this blue line down here. That's not horrible. It's not too bad. Maybe we can get back above the 50-day. That could be an interesting entry for maybe a double bottom base in what was a clear winner. You've got this all the way down here at 19 up to 140. What's this one? This is Rob, ain't this one? This is an MJ real estate play. Isn't that what this one is? Maybe forming an actual base down here. Let's see how deep this is. This is a 41% deep, so it's definitely too deep to be a double bottom base. Wouldn't necessarily qualify. Interesting though. As it kind of steps lower, finds some support, then makes another leg lower. Maybe you break back up above, excuse me, the $100 level here. A big round number could get some people interested, maybe form a nice bottom down here. Pop up back above 100. Never know. Paycom. I still like Stars Constellation Brands. That one's still pretty good. Look at this one, Ethan. So this is the 5 minute. This is the daily. This is a weeks of information put into a bar. Do you know what I mean by that when I say that?
No.
Do you want me to show you, or do you care?
Show.
Show? Okay. So here we go. So let me really zoom in. Okay, so this whole bar, a stock trades in prices, okay? So if I sell you this pen, if I sell it to you for $1 and you sell it to me for 50 cents, sell to me, sell to me. You sell it to me for 50 cents, I sell it to you for 75 cents. You sell it to me for what?
100.
100? Oh my goodness. You sell it to me for 100. Those are 4 different transactions, right?
Mm-hmm.
That happens in the stock market, but every second.
Oh.
So each one of those transactions that takes place within the same day is this bar right here. So right here, the pen opened for 50 cents and then went down to, pick a number below 50 cents.
15.
15 cents. And then went up as high as what? So above 50, up as high as what?
100.
100. And then this is where it closed the end of the day. So give me a number under 100, above 50.
70.
70. So this is all those numbers represented in one bar. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now this is a day. So how long is a week?
7 days.
7 days. The stock market, however, does not trade on the weekends. So how many bars would make up a week?
5.
5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see these 5 bars right here? Here, don't touch my hand. I'm going to use my mouse here real quick. So you see these 5 bars right here?
Uh-huh.
So all this is called price action. All this price action. So this is the first bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So, and this is, actually, I take that back because it has to be a week. So this is Tuesday, right? 16. Okay, so this is Friday. So it has to go Friday, Monday to Friday. So these 5 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all these bars are represented in this one candle here. Does that make sense? So the open of this week was this Monday, which was here at, you see the number 204.98? You see the number on the right side there?
Uh-huh.
So that's right here. Look, it's going to be the same. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then so the high is going to be this high right here, about 208, 209. So right there, about 208, 209. The low is going to be this low down here, 202. And the close is going to be 204. And the close is the close of this candle. So this is 5 minutes. This is 1 day of information. This takes in the whole week. And that's what that means. Interesting or boring? You're walking away, so I'm assuming boring.
Kind of.
Kind of boring or kind of interesting?
I just turned the fan off my head.
Oh, can we fix that?
Yeah.
Is it? Thank you. Yeah, now he's leaving the room. Anyway, teachable moment has passed. Maybe I shouldn't say anything and just let him look. Maybe if I teach him, he won't be interested at all. He'll learn one day. There you go, Rob. There you go. Absolutely. There you go, Eli. I could start my new channel, Real Sleepy. The opening of the bar is at 2:02:56. The remaining 5 days make up the body of the weekly can. Yeah, that's pretty boring. I'm a very boring dad. What'd you learn today? How to read OHLC charts. What are you talking about? Exactly. Go to my dad's weird. All right. Yeah, Starbucks popping up, getting a little bit jumpy. You get these big candles that just dwarf all of this action. You have no idea if this is big action or not big action. Oh, that's a little bit better. So big action or not big action? Well, it's definitely a change in trend. Definitely popping up, possibly leading to something. Yeah, I mean, see, the whole thing about Starbucks, the story ain't dead. I mean, coffee's still going on, so that's nothing bad. Oh, we were looking at Tesla yesterday. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla was trying to form a cup, and that could be the handle. That could start the handle. Would have to be, well, I'd like if it got a little bit higher, maybe up to the 260 level, but if it doesn't drift off too low, it probably could be a decent handle. Looking for maybe a cup and handle here, Eli. In Tesla, there's a nice potential cup, maybe potential handle, lacking a little bit of volume, which is okay though, because on the left side of this cup, if this does indeed form a cup and handle, there's not a tremendous amount of volume here, which is pretty bullish. And then two decent up days. Oh, there's 4 red weeks down here on the left side of the cup. So we'll see if that can maintain. That could form a cup and handle, which could give us an entry on Tesla. Other than that, looking at the bigger picture, Tesla's still down lower, way back into the prior base. Ideally, it doesn't spend too much time down here, but you never know. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot on the Tesla train lately. Our Funko potential trade looks like that one's evaporated. That's evaporated. We had one attempt to break that range right there, and it was slapped down pretty quickly, and then resulting in this action, which is not bullish. The opposite of bullish, which is, I don't know. That would be too nerdy. I'm not going to say it. Way too nerdy. My kid will disown me. All right, another run through the thing here. I think I'm going to bounce unless you guys want me to look at something. You guys want to look at anything? I'm going to get the skedaddling. Twitter doing pretty good. Twitter really able to kind of maintain, hold its composure. Let's see what IBD Stock Checkup has to say about Twitter. 98 composite rating, #1 in its industry group, which includes Alphabet, Match.com, Google, and Google. It includes Google twice. 99 EPS rating, 829% change EPS last quarter. What? 341%. I got to show you these numbers. This is crazy. Look at that, Eli. Rob, too. I don't show this that much because it's just moving windows back and forth. But so here you go. So here's Twitter on IBD's Stock Checkup. You got composite rating 98, #1 above Alphabet and Alphabet. Industry group rank sucks, but that's okay. Hopefully could give it some room to run. EPS change last quarter, 800%. That's amazing. 341 last 3 quarters average EPS growth rate. That is ridiculous. Twitter could be on a possible verge of a much larger run here if these numbers even come close to maintaining. Even come close. 63% 3 years EPS growth rate's fantastic. 187 EPS estimated change for the current year is really good. Sales growth rate, not good. Only 10%. Sales change, 18%. Not great at all. Pre-tax margin's good. 28%, as it should be. It's a freaking internet company. You buy servers and pay people. Should have high margins. And then C accumulation distribution, 1.2 up down's pretty good. 8 quarters of increasing fund ownership, 10% change. Both those are all good numbers. You see lots of green here. Hence the 98 out of a possible 99 composite rating for Twitter. Pretty good. So this was a week ago. Huya joined stocks to watch with Twitter, Match, Momo, and Yandex. Let's look at this article. Actually, let's go check out the stocks. Screw the article. And then I'm going to get out of here. Help my kids get ready for the day. Well, my other kid, my one kid's already ready for the day. Okay, Hooya. Ouya. Ouya? Hooya? Ouya? Oh yeah, this guy, look at that. Sell out here quite nicely. You looked at this one lately, Eli? This is that video streaming service we were looking at. And all the way down here, I think it's funny they compare it to Google. Well, let's take a look at the industry group name, because that usually... So here's the thing, is the industry group is a larger segment. There's a sub-segment as well that this does not take into account. Provides a real public time platform. Okay, so internet content group. They have it within the internet so there's the group, which is a much larger, I think there's only 30 or something groups, so it's in that larger group. And then there's like the individual sectors, which is different, I think. Something like that. But I'm not mad at this this pattern in Hooya either. This one's pretty good. You basically have it's almost like a double bottom base. Let's see what they say about it. Oh, working on a first stage double bottom base. Standard buy point is 26.48. I'm not mad at this at all. Let's add this to the watch list. All right. Peak above the W. More aggressive investor may target two potential earlier entries at 25.17, which I'm assuming would be here. In 25.83. This is the 25.83 one. So that's not bad. I'll get your question in a second, Rob. Let's keep going with these stocks real quick. Come on, Zero. You freaking piece of garbage. There we go. A flat line. Okay. Now I can alert on that flat line. What? It's not even at the line. That's funny. Okay. So I have an alert on that one. Momo. Momo getting some Momo here. Actually squeezing up. We had a trend line here that's been broken. Looks like throw an alert on that one. That one could be. This has shown up a little bit lately. We'll put that on the actionable list too. That one could get going. Both of them kind of having some low and slow chart patterns. Match.com, which we're familiar with, that's already on our list. Looks like it's forming a base, undercutting. Are they going to call this a double bottom? Oh, yes, James?
Can you brush my teeth, please?
Yeah, I'll be done in a little bit.
Okay.
You can brush your teeth, though. James, yes, you do. Let's see what they say about Match. Do they say anything about Match? I don't see. Oh, I don't see. Okay, they don't say anything about Match here. So just a base forming on Match, and then Yandex. Wow, that's not bad. I believe this is a Russian streaming company or something. Streaming or payments? It's been a long time. Provider of internet search web serving Russia, Turkey, Ukraine, Belarus. Oh, I will say one thing that will benefit Yandex as Russia slowly starts to annex most of Eastern Europe. That'll give Yandex some more customers. So that's a good fundamental reason to buy Yandex is Russian expansion into the globe. Volume declining up here. Actually, not too mad at that one either. They don't really mention. attention. Am I missing half of this article? They usually talk about all of the stocks in the article. Anyway, Yandex. And I'll look at Twitter one more time. Maybe get a little better beat on what's happening there. So much larger cup base, but this is going to be too deep. Yeah, 44% deep. So that's not going to be valid cup base. So you're looking at just these runs right here. So maybe... So that could be one base right there. And it's possibly already broken out. 5.73, so almost out of buy range on that one. Looks like a good breakout from the base, just some choppy action. And we'll take a look at INSG. And I hope. There we go. INSG bouncing off the top of this channel. How long can it stay in the channel? It can stay in the channel as long as it stays in the channel. Yeah, basically there's no right or wrong answer to that one, unfortunately, Rob. It's going to stay in the channel just long enough so you forget about it, and then it's going to break out of the channel. That's how these things work sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 tests of the top of this channel. Yeah. Definitely bounce right back up to the top of it is pretty good. From 4 up to 5, that's 25% gain. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know, man. It can, as long as it wants to, as long as it needs to. That's pretty much all there is to that. There's no rules in the market, except for the indexes go up. That's one of the very few rules to the market. All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here. Funko dying on the vine today. Another big drop lower, down 10% now. Pretty crazy. Starbucks up 2% now. Coming back. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how volume goes. It's only been 45 minutes. And Starbucks looking good this morning. Probably an analyst upgrading them after an analyst downgrading them after all that other garbage. Apple battles EU over $14 billion tax bill. That is a massive tax bill. Seeking to overturn an EU order that it pay back $14 billion in back taxes. Oh my gosh. They just make so much money. It's stupid. All right, guys, well, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.